All right. Where is the webcam? Give me a second here. Video cam. There we go. I think I'm showing up now. Didn't have time to do my hair, so it's kind of like sticking up, doing all kinds of crazy shit. So I apologize for that. I'll try to be a little bit more presentable for everybody. But I'm in the middle of packing up because I'm going to be getting back up to the beautiful and brutal winter of the Northeast, which actually keeps getting more and more milder with the seasons. But yeah, so I'm in Southwest Florida, somewhere around there, in warm mid-70s to low 80 days. And yeah. And on top of that, I've been following some stuff, as I usually do, with crypto. This show, of course, is titled Cryptomania. Gonna work on a weekly show. I did a Cryptopia show on Monday. And I'm working on trying to do set times for my crypto shows every week and rebroadcast them throughout the week. But we will see how that goes. And I want to do a quick video from this guy appears to be, you know, pretty much a small operation on YouTube. Michael invests and tries to make money. I guess he's just some guy on YouTube. I don't know. I've been checking out his videos for a while. I kind of get into him for the most part, but he at least gives a basic overview. It looks like the market is starting to correct itself. We haven't gotten that big dip that may be possible. I'm not predicting anything, but there's possible we're going to get hit with some kind of big correction because we're in, and I think a lot of people are also realizing, yeah, history repeats itself, but the economy, especially this economy, is pretty much in uncharted territories. We've had unprecedented growth in Dow Jones and indexes, you know, economic indexes around the world. I mean, look at the growth. Just China has, whether it's real growth or not, China's growth, there's something there. They have their own indexes, and there's going to be a correction. And we'll check out a little bit of this video. This guy Michael Invests thinks that there's going to be issues with gold. Now, just if you've been investing in gold and that's your strategy, I don't think anyone's going to tell you that you sell all your gold. You definitely should hold on to it. But there's going to be some corrections, at least according to Michael Invests. So we're going to check this out, and I think we're going to have some market corrections all through this year. I'm sure it'll be absolutely an amazing occurrence, and we'll figure it out. We'll just keep moving forward. So let's check this out. 6-minute video. I'll probably do about half of it, or I'll see.
Everyone, yesterday we had a big sell-off in the Nasdaq and in the S&P 500, but is now starting to spread into the precious metals market. For those of you that don't know, yesterday the Nasdaq fell 3.34% and the S&P was down 1.94%, one of the biggest drops in months. And this has led a global stock market sell-off, not just in the US. Where I'm in Australia, the ASX fell 2.7% today, and also the Nikkei was down 2.8% as well. And we're also seeing a sell-off in the European markets, down around 1.2% on average. But I already talked about the stock market yesterday. In today's video, I'm going to be talking specifically about what's happening with gold and silver and speak to my precious metal investors. So everyone, what's causing this sell-off? Will it get worse? And what should we do? Let's have a look. So as I'm recording this, gold is down around 1.64%, silver is down a massive 4.27%, and we're also seeing the other metals sell off like platinum and palladium and copper. Now, what's causing this sell-off is a huge statement that came out yesterday from the Federal Reserve meeting minutes in December. And what they announced is not only they're going to stop buying US treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, they're going to completely taper their asset purchases by March. They also announced they're going to start hiking interest rates sooner than they expected, and there's going to be 3 rate hikes this year and 3 rate hikes the following year. But the markets were somewhat expecting this, but what they
All right. So this is the first time I'm hearing 3 rate hikes this year and 3 rate hikes next year. Now, whatever the Federal Reserve tells you when they try to project not only 2022 but 2023, I would take that with a grain of salt, okay? These are just predictions, basic forecasts. Now, is the Federal Reserve going to raise interest rates 6 times, 22, in the next, through this year and then all the way to the end of next year? I highly, highly doubt it. I think there's going to be massive hemorrhaging in the markets. The Fed's going to once again be humbled. I don't know why the Federal Reserve thinks that it can control not only the United States economy but the entire world. But for some reason they think they can. We will see. And I would have very serious concerns if interest rates were raised 6 times in the next 2 years. My prediction is at least 3 interest rate hikes, maybe 4, but 6 is very unlikely.
Didn't expect is the Federal Reserve announced not only would it no longer buy US treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, but its balance sheet that has gone from a massive $4 trillion to $8 trillion, they saying they're going to start selling off assets. They're going to start selling bonds. And what this caused is the US 10-year treasury yields to go up. Now, when interest rates...
So basically, Federal Reserve, federal government, U.S. federal government's been buying assets up all through the pandemic. Nobody knows where they got the money from because we have a massive deficit. Well, wait a minute. I know where they got the money from. They printed it. That's right. In unprecedented fashion. Big chunk, whether, I don't know what it is. Was it 20? Is it 30%? But a big chunk of the money in circulation has been printed by the Federal Reserve in the past year to 2 years. So past 2 years, big chunk, 20, 30%, somewhere around there. That's my impression, and that's not good for inflation. And the fact that they're starting to sell these assets off. So they are definitely kicking things in motion. The Fed usually doesn't, they don't try to shake things up, do a lot of things at once. They try to do things, and you would think logic would dictate, try to do things that are not too excessive. So we'll see if these the selling of the assets continues into the second quarter, third quarter. But yeah, I think we're looking at some serious economic downturn this year. If this continues, because this is starting to worry Wall Street. The elites of the world, the billionaires. We've covered them in the November Billionaire Bash. I mean, they're all making big moves. Elon Musk has sold tons of stock. I don't know what he's putting in. Maybe he's putting some of that in certain cryptos or whatever. Who knows? But according to Elon Musk, and I think this has pretty much been verified, he sold all of his properties. He could be buying up real estate. He could be doing, what typical billionaires do. But I'll be watching Elon Musk. I'll be checking it out where it goes this year. Because he owns so much money, it makes sense to follow, what he's doing.
Rates go up. When the dollar goes up, asset prices fall, especially commodities. And I'll bring up a chart here of the 10-year US Treasury yield. We can see over the past 5 days, it has gone from a yield of around 1.5% all the way up to 1.74%. Now, it's not only interest rates going up, but it's also the speed at which interest rates go up. The markets maybe can expect and price in interest rate hikes. The markets knew eventually interest rates were going to go up, but they didn't know it was going to go up this soon. And I did a video 2 days ago on gold and on silver and how the banks were manipulating it. And I also went over in that video that if the Federal Reserve does start tapering its balance sheet and if they start raising interest rates sooner, even precious metals are going to fall along with the stock market. So that's what's causing the sell-off today. But what you're probably wanting to know is, will it get worse? And also the best way for us to know what may happen in the future. Now remember, no one has a crystal ball. We can't predict the future, but history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. So I did some research to see what exactly happened to gold's price the last time the Federal Reserve started hiking interest rates in 2018. And this is what I found, everyone. So I'll bring up a chart here of the federal funds rate. This is the interest rate the Federal Reserve sets. And when they last started lifting interest rates in 2016, and then when they started going really crazy in November 2016, let's have a look to see what happened to the gold price. So I'll bring up the chart here of gold, and we can see here in 2016, in October and in November, that's when gold started to fall from its highs of around $1,344 and it dropped around 15% to $1,139. So again, what happened between that time period of September 2016 to December? Well, again, I bring up the chart of the Federal Reserve's fund rate, the interest rate. We can see from September all the way to December, that's when the Federal Reserve started hiking interest rates. Now, I bring up the chart of gold again. There was a rebound all the way up until April of 2018. Maybe the markets thought that the worst was over, that they weren't going to keep on lifting interest rates. But then we can see from February and April 2018, gold fell again from $1,347 down to around $1,194, a roughly 10% correction. Now again, I'll bring up the chart of the Federal Reserve's fund rate. We can see in 2018, this was when the markets really started to get spooked, because even if interest rates just go up 2%, this really hurts the market. And we can see from April 2018 to December 2018, interest rates went all the way from 1.7% all the way up to around 2.2%. When we look at the chart of gold and look what happens when the Federal Reserve lifts interest rates, we can see prices tend to fall for every 1 or 2% lift in interest rates by 10 to 15%. Now, this doesn't mean things are going to play out exactly like what they did in 2017 and 2018, but it gives us a rough guide to see what may happen. So
I mean, this advice, this information is really only for somebody, you know, day trading or something like that. You're doing this every day. Expect some dips in the price of gold, but over the long term, gold, silver, you know, any kind of precious metals are a good deal to hold. Just like crypto, I think there's a good consensus about that, especially certain cryptos. Obviously, the crypto market is going to continue to consolidate. It's I don't know when, but there's definitely going to be a real turning point in crypto where you really do see you're basically going to feel it more than see it, where things are going to start to consolidate because more and more regulation is going to come. There's going to be less of, you know, just obviously we're already past the days of just everybody and anybody being able to introduce a token. Governments across the board are around the world are taking notice. Crypto has finally hit mainstream, right? Crypto hit mainstream in 2021. Now we're in 2022. Everybody knows about it, but most people are confused. I don't know what to tell you. And I want to move on to Ethereum. There are some very serious issues for Ethereum. Do I think Ethereum is going to crash and go away and be gone by 2023? No. But I think there's some very serious long-term issues with Ethereum. Personally, obviously, as I always preface, this is not investment advice, just my opinion. Don't buy anything. Don't sell anything, according to my advice. Do your own research. So long-term Ethereum is going to have issues, but it all depends this year and how bad the move to proof of stake is. Now, I'm putting this out there. I don't know if it's really a prediction because it's so far-fetched, but what I would like to see. It's more of what I would like to see. I would like to see Ethereum, I think technically, because we're in uncharted territory, and Ethereum is the only massive smart contract based, the best smart contract based, the most mature smart contract crypto market in the world right now. It should be taking on everything in this transition to proof of stake. I don't think it's a good thing that they're telling miners that they're going to one day cut off the spigot for mining. They should continue to allow people to mine Ethereum well into the transition of proof of stake, so they can pool all their resources, everything that they have, to keep, because crypto is getting hacked constantly. And I'm going to be going over quickly a article on Polygon Matic network, which was created to try to fix the gas fees and transaction fees in Ethereum. If Ethereum were to reach out to the mining community and say, look, we gotta move to proof of stake, help us secure Ethereum in that transition, and do not give a public date on when mining of Ethereum is going to be ended. So much hysteria is created around everybody in the gaming industry, big sections of people who analyze the economy. They're all looking at when Ethereum is going to stop mining. We won't be able to make a profit or any money at all mining Ethereum. And instead of getting into that market hysteria, don't tell anybody. Don't tell the world when Ethereum mining is going to stop. Because I think we're reaching a point. We've got whatever it is. Are we at 7 billion people on the planet? We're 7 people on the planet, and at least half the population, if not more, has some type of access to social media. I think things have gotten a bit out of hand. We're going to be going over part of that with the Sunday show. We're going to be going over this whole new term, mass formation psychosis. I've been trying to do some research on it. Just a side note, anybody out there in the listening audience, if you've heard of mass formation psychosis, you've done some research on it, anything that I've found so far, the term has come from December 2021, last month. That's it. I can't find anything before then. And I find that a bit strange, but we're going to move through this year and keep it as a topic. We're going to revisit it at least one more time, maybe 2 or 3 more times. So that's coming up for the Sunday show. I'm going to move on to the Polygon Matic hack, which this happened. Let me preface this. This is posted December 30th. Okay, so we had this hack on Polygon, which is pretty big. And then on top it off, recently, and I'll have some Son of Tech videos after this, but I'm active with Son of a Tech, and his community has a rocket chat. It's really good. It comes highly recommended. His videos come highly recommended. Also, on top of this, Polygon, you can't even add Polygon Matic to your MetaMask wallet, which is a very serious concern. I'm going to try after this stream to connect it again, but I've been trying for the past day or so to get reconnected to MetaMask. MetaMask in general, I had to reinstall. Obviously, stuff like this happens with crypto, but as it matures and keeps getting regulated, this stuff has to get fixed. That's what I'm talking about with the consolidation. These companies that can't keep their networks online are not going to survive. It's ruthless, but that's just the way it is. And these hacks, this internet security has to get better. And this is why I'm going to be throwing this out there more and more, and all through this year and moving forward until it happens. The crypto mining community needs to come together with the internet community at large, and we need to build some type of apparatus where the community comes together, and we use our. I'm building up a massive amounts of technical prowess here, and there's millions of other people all over the world. Just in the United States alone, if we could form something, or in North America, it would spread to the rest of the world. We need to come together as an internet community and help secure the internet, because corporations, they don't want to spend the money to do it. And crypto mining, as a lot of libertarians will admit to you, is a good movement, and we need more community-based support online to secure the network for everyone. Not everyone has the knowledge to do that. So the people that do need to step up and help the internet, because stuff like this, Polygon admits the network was hacked. This stuff has to end if crypto is going to solidify itself and eventually replace digital money. When I say crypto, it's basically digital money. Digital money will eventually fully and completely overtake fiat. Who knows? Maybe in 20, 30 years from now, there'll be 1% or less than 1% of people using fiat, or whatever the figure is. But people who use fiat, physical cash money to do transactions, going around with it, is ending, and it's ending fast. They don't even use paper money anymore in China. Everything is digital, from the street vendors up. So hacker swiped 801,601 Matic tokens. I wonder if there's some numerological significance to that, but I highly doubt it. So Polygon admits the network was hacked. Hacker swipes over 800,000 in Matic tokens. So Matic was absolutely massive in 2021, but now its future is uncertain. And I have a good chunk of that. I switched over, obviously, to Matic to help with transactions fee, gas fees. So, but obviously, as with everyone else, we're all figuring out what we're going to do after Ethereum. So there is a lot of coins out there. From what I've analyzed, I mean, they're saying so to mine Ethereum, it's around, you get around $5 a day, around there, and there's 10 to 15 competing tokens where you can make over $3 a day. And because the Ethereum community, because it's so complex, unless they do something absolutely crazy and they go proof of work before June, because publicly they're saying they're going to go proof of stake in June. If they do something crazy and do it before then, that's going to really disrupt things and make it harder for these alternative coins to be mined. But let's just assume that Ethereum does go proof of stake June, which I find to be unlikely. And if they were to go proof of stake, I think there's going to be major issues because they keep screwing everything up. And you still have hacks like these happening with Polygon Matic. So I think the best case scenario, they try to do the move June, there's issues, and then they have to do a patch of some kind. It's also possible that they move it out to fall, third quarter, around there. So that's going to give us enough time in the mining community to find the next token. And it already appears, guys like Son of a Tech, myself, everybody else in the mining community is going to be, we're all going to be analyzing who the big dogs in mining, what they're mining. They're already doing tests on other coins. They're doing massive tests with lots of GPUs, trying to figure out what the next coin is that's profitable. So the mining community is not sitting. They're not cashing out and hanging out on the beach. There's a large community that is figuring out what the next coin's going to be, and hopefully there'll be at least 2 to 3 coins that do well, and enough entities in the mining community can figure out to make them profitable, and we can move forward. But like I said, my hope is that long term, coming together as a community and trying to secure crypto should also be pushed onto the internet itself, because the internet is very insecure. So I guess I'm trying to be like Steve Jobs, right, of internet security. I'm trying to think different, but I'm not trying to make money off it, okay? So don't tase me, bro, okay? That's all I ask. Don't dox me, don't tase me, don't do anything. So in recent days, Polygon surprised its users by making a hard fork from nowhere. In the early hours of December 5th, 2021, the Polygon's team suddenly released an unannounced update. This fact led the community to question what motivated this sudden upgrade. After almost a month, Polygon came out to explain what happened on their network. A group of white hat hackers notified Polygon of vulnerability in the Polygon POS Genesis contract on December 3rd. So is this continued fallout from this? Because is there been another hacking episode? Because you can't even add Polygon to MetaMask. And is this going to continue? A group of white hat hackers notified Immunify, which hosts our bug bounty, of a vulnerability in the Polygon POS Genesis contract. So it looks like they're doing patches, but from what I also heard recently, with being able to try to get onto MetaMask, and I have to get verification as it's possible, is there's some game that's affecting Poly. It's either affecting Polygon network or the Ethereum network in general, and creating massive load. Now that could be just from massive amount of users coming on, or being amplified by those users, or some type of spam attack. That's yet to be determined. And it's getting harder and harder to find real-time information on, crypto-related stuff. I mean, look at this here with Polygon. I mean, they're pushing fixes and not being transparent. I mean, I understand that from a security standpoint. Just as long as they eventually publicly at least disclose what they can about it. So that's what we need. It's just going to be hard to get it in real time, but the reality is that a lot of people nowadays, they expect everything in real time, and it's just not going to play out that way. One could be for security reasons. The other is just that maybe the network in general is just collapsing, or there could be censorship, where you're just not seeing the data because it's getting wiped. All right, moving forward, let's check out some Son of a Tech videos. This one's a really long one, so I want to check this one out first, just a little bit. This one's a long one too. I've got some beeping going on in... All right, good. It's not coming through the stream. I have to figure that out. Never mind. I've got some kind of notification going on here.
Still need to learn to pronounce this. The quick guide. Now, obviously, we can now mine it with something else. Great for late night gaming after the kids have gone.
I'm going to jump around here until I get to...
We have basically some information to talk about with Bitfarms raising $100 million through Galaxy Digital. We are also going to be talking about strange behavior on proof of work networks as presented by Oh God a Girl on Twitter. And then on top of that, we will be covering, of course, our traditional mining profitability coverage in both the GPU market as well as the ASIC market. And I have been pretty busy at the farm the past couple days, staying as late as 3 a.m. Not last night, night before last night. Last night staying as late as like 1 a.m., adding on new rigs, reconfiguring, getting footage, because we do have some vlogs coming out surrounding that. So we're going to talk about that as well. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and cover the sponsor or the partner for today, which is going to be GamerSupps. And I am drinking one of their delicious mixes over here. This is the watermelon light, or my light hash rate rig, and give you guys an idea if there's any improvements there. And we've actually reconfigured one rig to only utilize the light hash rate GPUs that I do on creation. Caffeine-free option, or well, PS. This protocol core. Therefore, this is interesting as well. GPUs. It's gonna be fun to play with, regardless of essentially your opinion on whatever the project is from a technical perspective, because like we always say previously, you know, the only thing that really matters is going to be your memory clock. Well, apparently, as far as this new algorithm and coin goes, it's actually going to be core clock. And so we're going to have something different and kind of new to play with here, and should actually make the mining review videos more interesting than they have been in the past. Now, obviously, it sounds like I'm having...
So this is... this seems like some kind of transition we're going through that's going to continue all through this year. We're obviously, with crypto mining and crypto in general, it's all uncharted. So, you know, crypto mining on a basic level, you want to get started, it's not that hard to do. You just do it, and you start simple. You do not get overwhelmed by the complexity. Same thing with investing. People out there, you know, if you don't already have a MetaMask wallet or some kind of crypto wallet, that's another thing. I want to start working on branching out outside of MetaMask and some of the... just trying to find some of the top wallets, because I'm going to be, you know, moving more into altcoins, whereas I was sticking more with Ethereum because there's so much support for it. But I don't think the Ethereum community realizes how much it's going to suffer once it stops allowing it to be mined. It's going to suffer greatly, especially in the long term, I think. But we'll see. Let me do a little bit more of this video here. Now this, I think I was watching this live. Yeah, this is when I was running into the Polygon not working issues. Just going to jump around and do a little bit of this. But anybody out there, if you're in the chat, check out... and you've been using Polygon, let me know in the chat if you've been running into issues.
On the face of Polygon, everything like looks like it's working, or like if you Google it, not much comes up about it not working. But in my...
This is a very serious problem, and I'm trying to find any information why I can't add Polygon to MetaMask, and I'm not finding any, and that's really not good. And you have to blame the Polygon-matic community, the developers, whoever controls their website, their social media presence. I mean, you can't push something and let your users know that there's an issue. That's the absolutely worst thing you can do, trying to create any kind of, you know, help, you know, that's the worst thing you can do in the crypto market or in general. If you're even doing anything, you're trying to build something, and you don't communicate to your audience, your user base, that you know, there's going to be issues with you connecting to MetaMask. This is something that happens constantly with many corporations. They don't disclose they've been hacked. They just don't say anything because they're too scared about their bottom line being taken away from them, or whatever, their reputation. But long term, if this continues, Polygon-matic might not be around by next year. So let's see if they correct their behavior. Let's see if they do the right thing. I mean, I have a small chunk of Ethereum on there, and you know, I'm watching everything. If this continues, there's no communication or whatever, then myself, along with many others, are just going to move off the network, and nobody's going to use it. So their actual... everything is at stake. So I think everybody's wondering, you know, what is the long-term future for Polygon-matic? This is not good. Because we're not talking like one day. This is now multiple days that this has been going on. And I have not yet to find any kind of real transparency or communication. So it's a serious concern. Anyone in the crypto market should have serious concerns about this.
My experience and experience with a lot of other people, on Reddit. It does look like there are a ton of connection issues to the Matic network, and that needs to be addressed and talked about, because obviously that's going to impact layer 2 payments for, of course, miners, as well as layer 2 activities on things like OpenSea, etc., which is kind of where I'm having some issues. And then we are going to talk about, hopefully today, just some more mining stuff, because, you know, we did skip that yesterday. We had that long kind of NVIDIA keynote from CES 2022. However disappointing that was. Now we do have, I guess, a launch date for the RTX 3050 along with some more information on it. We did get a confirmed bus width size on the RX 50 or 6500 XT. That's going to be hard. 6500, 5600. You know what I'm saying. So there's a few things there that, you know, we did get more information on, but I think we've pretty much covered it to this point. And then I did miss the ad. Yesterday's video was demonetized, kind of expected. There ended up being a song or something in one of the ads for one of the video games that they did go ahead and claim on the channel. So there is no revenue from yesterday's video. Hopefully we make that up today, of course, with the ad from Crypto.com. Today's sponsor is Crypto.com. Crypto.com.
All right, I'm going to end this. I'm also on SnoozeTube right now, and I'm just going to end the stream and not push my luck. Hopefully, there's no copyright strike, and everyone, including myself, can continue to use YouTube. I heard that Rand Paul, yeah, the Kentucky senator's basically only time he's going to be on YouTube is when he's going to be criticizing it, and I think we need to ratchet that up in 2022. Like I told my audience a couple times already, one of my YouTube accounts are back all the way back when YouTube started. The first couple years it was around. That's how old this account is. Completely removed. And the only thing I do with it is create playlists and comment on other YouTube videos. And according to YouTube, I violated the community guidelines, which I believe changed either today or January 5th. So if you want to bore yourself, you can actually check out the new YouTube community guidelines and let me know if you find anything juicy in there, something interesting that we can, you know, comb over. Run a fine-tooth comb through. So I contacted YouTube and they reinstated my account within a few hours, and I was surprised by that, but I'm really, really concerned. Now I don't even want to comment on videos. I can't even comment on videos on a YouTube account that I've had since the beginning of YouTube. I mean, I've been on Twitter in the since the early when it launched, when nobody was using it. And now Twitter is going down. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get banned if I keep going. If I keep rambling. All right, I'm just gonna end the stream, analyze what YouTube does, and I'll talk about it on a future stream. And I hope that everybody stays safe. And I'll see you on the next one. So take care. Hey, and also, just a quick note. I'm going to be driving up the East Coast. I'm hoping to get packed, and out onto the wide open road today. Will that happen or not? I don't know. I can't predict the future. But if it does happen, I'll be streaming mainly on DLive. So if you follow me on DLive, and I'll post it in the chat. If I can find it. There it is. I'll be streaming Drive Up the East Coast on DLive. Okay, so it'll be on DLive only. come check me out there. I've had great support at DLive. They finally lifted my ban, my perma X tag that they had for a good chunk of last year. That was lifted, and things have started to pick up. So I'm hoping that 2022 is better. And thanks, everybody. Take care.